as free men. We do not want to die on our knees. And if you don't want to die on your knees, you better listen to what Bob Chapman said and go back and listen to these archives and listen to what he was talking about, because the man knew what he was talking about. Alex, that's about all I have to say about Bob Chapman, except that we'll be bringing more to you about Bob. And we'll go back to you now if we are still connected.
Absolutely. Roger, Houston, the Eagle is cruising down 35. You got us there.
We got you. Sounding loud and clear.
Okay, fantastic. Just so I don't have to do that, guys, you're doing a great job, all experimental. If you're getting me, and Dude's still talking, you guys just pop in and let me say, Purple Possum, we have you, or Eagle, or whatever cool name you want to give me. Purple Possum's a lot cooler than Eagle, but the point is that
I like Purple Possum.
Roger, that general's pretty good. How about you call me, just say, we got you live, Woodpecker. How's that sound? I'm Woodpecker in the New World Order. That's a better truck driving name, Woodpecker. Wouldn't you agree, Richard? Is that a super... Purple Possum, all right. Supreme Possum, that's our new name. All right, Bob, fantastic guy. And it's funny, we have the 60th Jubilee of the wicked globalist Transylvanian Queen, literally. 60th of Bilderberg, and Bob dies the day after Bilderberg ends as they're being devastated. And I know Bob's looking down from Valhalla, very, 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 very happy today. All right, we got Skelton coming up in minutes. We got to get started now with the data dump with Aaron Dykes right now with the Bilderberg documents, 1966. Aaron, recap it, why these are so important, that they say national sovereignty is bad, let NATO, UN take over, use the threat of war as the pretext, as they use World War I, World War II, who the senator was, the meeting, the wise men. Aaron Dykes, you have the floor until we go to break. Aaron Dykes, Bilderberg, leaks, big breaking news, exclusive to Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Streaming video at PrisonPlanet.tv. Aaron Dykes.
What we have, Alex, is a gigantic data dump from 1966, the Wiesbaden Bilderberg Conference in Germany, right outside of Frankfurt. It is a skeleton key to foreign policy, how we've been infiltrated and taken over within the United States by people who abhor the United States, who want to destroy it from within. Now, you got to understand history. Going back, the robber baron Revolution. The public hated them, but they learned how to use public relations to set up foundations that not only accelerated their power, but also gave them a good
Okay, as is with experimental radio, sometimes we do have dump outs, and as we're going with the data dump from Bilderberg, we had another dump out. So we'll get back to Aaron as soon as we can. We've got another 2 hours and 15 minutes of the show left. And if not, we're going to bring this information to you in high quality. We're just trying to get it out now as they're riding back in from Bilderberg. Over a week and a half been gone, actually. It's been a quiet office, but we've been working here very hard. We've been getting the nightly news out to you guys as best we can, trying to find the stories that we think are going to matter to you guys out there the most. And it's been a lot of fun. Of course, we lost Bob Chapman. Another hero and champion was Tom Cryer, and I had something here from him. He also died on the same day as Bob Chapman, which is really odd when you have two champions of freedom fall on the same day. He had been targeted by the IRS. He beat them in court, and then he went on to find truthattack.org and was a fighter. We had he was interviewed by Alex many times. I think we found an interview from 2009 yesterday, and we're also going to give a tribute to Tommy Cryer. In our world, obviously, a lot of people knew Bob Chapman a lot more because he was here pretty much every Friday. As long as I've been here, Friday was Bob Chapman Day. And in fact, our calendar, if you look on any of our calendars that had people listed, Bob Chapman was there every Friday for the last hour of the show, sometimes even 2 hours. And it was really a pleasure to listen to him go on about his battles, all the stories he had. If you tuned in, he coached Martin Sheen's kids in soccer. I mean, where do you learn that? But on this show. It was crazy. He saw some interesting video of Ronald Reagan. That was a very interesting show. If you want to go look up the archives on that one. But anyway, let's move on. I've got some more news here. This is out of Washington's blog. Fukushima, Pacific Ocean will not dilute dumped radioactive water. The operator of the stricken Fukushima nuclear power plant has been dumping something like 1,000 tons per day of radioactive water in the Pacific Ocean. Remember that reactors are riddled with meltdown holes. Building 4, with more radiation than all the nuclear bombs ever dropped or tested, is missing entire walls, and Building 3 is a pile of rubble. The whole complex is leaking like a sieve, and the rivers of water being pumped into the reactors every day are just pouring into the ocean. So you can go read the full article there on Washington's blog, and they have a shot. There's a shot of the radiation plume that is now, wow, look, there's Hawaii right there. So it's, and that's crazy because Hawaii is a beautiful paradise, beautiful weather. I've never been there myself, but I've talked to several people who have lived there, and they said it is unlike any place on earth. And hopefully they won't be too messed up from this, but it looks like it's coming their way. We went over the Google article. There's Bob Chapman. Here's an interesting one. Okay. Oh yeah, there's the graphic. Oh, there's floating at. Wow, that's basically hitting Mexico, and then it's flowing back up. It's just kind of rotating there in the ocean. Man, wow, look at that. I tell you, technology is very amazing at the things that we can look at from a different viewpoint and see these things over a long range. You know, this is not short range. So it looks like it brushed up against California. Now it's just going to kind of sit out there in the middle of the Pacific Ocean between the U.S. and Hawaii. Man, that is tremendous. San Francisco to get pre-crime surveillance cameras. This is from Paul Joseph Watson, and you can find this on Infowars.com. System alerts authorities to suspicious behavior. And we know they put stuff out. What is suspicious behavior? That's wearing a hoodie. That is talking on a cell phone. That's taking photos. That's holding a notebook. That's paying with cash. Any of those things would be considered suspicious behavior under their mantra. So, you know, do you breathe air? Do you drink water? Hundreds of pre-crime surveillance cameras are to be installed in San Francisco's subway system that will analyze suspicious behavior and alert guards to potential criminal or terrorist activity before any crime has been committed. So let's say you go up to, you're looking this way, you're looking that way. Where's my train coming? Is it coming this way? Is it coming? Wow, that's suspicious behavior. That could be suspicious behavior looking both ways. What if you did it fast? You're a terrorist. All of a sudden, you're a terrorist. We're going to be back with more. We've got Alex and Aaron and the crew bolting down the highway back to the command center. And it's Infowars.com. This is the Alex Jones Show. I'm Rob Dew, sitting in.
All right, this is the Bilderberg Buster, Big Daddy Alex, riding down the road here. Third hour after Skelton and our TSA guests leave us with the Mitt Romney news at Bilderberg at Infowars.com and the London Guardian as well. Well, it's ca. whatever. You can find it. It's easy. Just type in Charlie Skelton. He's coming up in about 5 minutes, and then we'll get into these incredible documents in more detail coming up in the third hour today. Coming to you experimentally. It's working pretty darn well. Having a few hiccups here as we roll down the road. Rob Dew riding shotgun up there when we have technical problems. I'm going to hand the microphone back to Aaron Dykes. We're on an emergency backup right now. Aaron, again, this is a big deal. Explain to people who the senator is, what these show, the handwritten notes, Watson's article coming out here soon.
Right. We got a huge data leak from the 1966 Wiesbaden, Germany Bilderberg Conference. It's from the private library of Senator Fred Harris. He's an Oklahoma senator. He was in office about 2 years when he got invited personally by Prince Bernhard of the Netherlands. We have his signature on the document inviting him out to Germany, and he was getting a re-education in how great.
And it's all marked. It's all marked restricted.
It's all marked restricted, but we got it because of a leak through a union worker who wanted to expose that the union was meeting there, along with David Rockefeller, all the top Europeans, and the rest of it. And it's clear they hate nationalism. It's literally in the handwriting of Senator Fred Harris's notes, page after page of diplomat after diplomat bashing sovereignty. One of the biggest of those is John J. McCloy. He's a Skull and Bones member, a top wise man, a acolyte under Averell Harriman and his buddy Prescott Bush, who literally funded Nazis and founded them with Prince Bernhard. Both John J. McCloy and Prince Bernhard were on the IG Farben board. John J. McCloy, of course, was a lawyer to IG Farben. That's the big industrial backbone of the Nazi mechanism, which was really just to get the European Union underway, bind them all together. And they talk repeatedly about how awful nationalism is, how people like de Gaulle of France were reviving nationalism, how it might spread to Germany, and repeatedly talks about how we can't go back to a pre-1914 mentality. That means before World War I, when they began formal world government mechanisms. Now, in 1966, I've been able to examine the documents now. They were looking to strengthen NATO, that's the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Today, that is the military that launches the wars in Libya, about to watch a war in Syria. But back then, they were trying to make it a viable opposition to the Soviet threat, but also to help integrate Europe more and more. This apparently is the better microphone. Now,
I don't know. There's two mics. I'm shoving them both in your face.
That's the better mic.
Again, we have notes here about how awful nationalism is, about how going back to a pre-1914 mentality is very dangerous. And again, they're meeting in Wiesbaden, Germany, 1966. We have the leaks from Bilderberg, signatures from Prince Bernhard, the founder, and the rest of them. And it explains how they were trying to reorganize NATO to make it a stronger military body, but also to use it as a mechanism to integrate Europe. Furthermore, they were meeting on the future of world economic development, both in the industrial and so-called developing world. That's one of the big reasons why the union head, the biggest head of the United Auto Workers, Walter P. Reuther, was there, meeting with the United Nations Conference and Trade and Development Organization, the International Ford Foundation, the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, GATT, you name it. All the important players were there. The capitalists meet with the so-called union socialists, all to bring about world government. They wanted to make it big time. This is a snapshot in time.
We're talking about the synthesis here. Good. I'm taking us out here. Are we Roger over, ladies and gentlemen?
You are on.
All right. Fantastic. All right. Charlie Skelton, straight ahead. Stay with us.
Alex Jones.
We have two big breaking news items here for you. One of them is bombshell and contemporary to our time. Charlie Skelton, excellent record of amazing sources and accuracy, has 4 sources from inside the hotel after they were treated like total garbage, not given tips, told not to look in Bilderberg's eyes, say that Mitt Romney was there. We know he was on the West Coast doing fundraisers Saturday and Sunday. That doesn't mean he wasn't there Thursday. We saw lots of Secret Service, machine guns, Marines, all the standard garbage when Hillary and Obama were there 4 years ago at the same hotel. He's going to be with us for at least 30 minutes with that breaking news. Then I'm talking to the Big Guardian. They can get this out. The BBC reported years ago on leaks from the 54 and 55 meetings that only happened 5-6 years ago on their meetings about wanting an EU and a big NATO. We got the 66 documents from the internal archives from a leaker who's angry about the big unions, the United Auto Workers inside there in 66 selling them out. And a few of these are the hundreds of pages we were able to look up and already been released by others who were at the meeting. These are the private papers of the senator from Oklahoma. We're going to be talking about that with Charlie as well, hoping that the Guardian gets it out because it'll go worldwide at that point. InfoWars has Watson breaking it in a matter of minutes. Charlie Skelton, I salute you. We're about to go to break. Some stations don't carry this segment, so we'll recap after the break. But you just got back last night, slept a few hours. You're gracious to come on, writing for the Guardian. Charlie, what can you say in synopsis of this year before we go to break and come back with the Mitt Romney news?
Well, just very briefly, what a lot of energy there was. I mean, you were there, you saw it. I mean, incredible. I mean, just a difference again. It keeps going exponentially up in terms of the amount of activists, the amount of reporting that goes on. It was just incredible energy, incredible noise, incredible warmth of the crowd, and just, a great time.
Do you think Bilderberg's happy from all of your sources inside? According to you and your sources, Tucker's sources, and my sources, the Bilderbergs have never been this angry, frothing mad.
Well, I get the sense that is true, and I feel a bit bad